Hey, what's up, everyone? In this video, we are continuing on with our series for modernizing the MyListing demos with a focus currently on the car demo. In this video, we're going to look at the work I've done since I published the last video. So today we're going to cover the single blog posts, the contact page, and the add listing flow. All right. Let's first look at the single blog post. So let's go to blog, and then let's click into post one because I know I haven't done any commenting on this post yet. So I want you to see the whole thing and the process of adding comments. Okay, so here is our new design. Let's pull up the MyListing demo just to show you the difference. Okay, so this is the before, and then this is the after. So what I've done is they have a little bit of where they dim the icons. I thought it looked better to actually have that full color icon in there. And then when you hover over the item, that's when it shows like a hover state versus what they have here. This isn't totally bad what they have here. I almost decided, I thought about it for a second just to keep it, but I kind of like those icons to really pop off there. I think it looks kind of fits the vibe of this website better. I also did a border radius on this, which I kind of alluded to in the previous video, rather than just what they have here. Now I did go and look, and because I know that the MyListing guys tend to pull some stuff from Yoast, the SEO plugin, and how they do things as far as templating and stuff like that. That's where this kind of comes from, where you see like the narrower text in the center. And on the Yoast, if you go like the Yoast website, you'll see on their posts, they do like sidebars like I like to do on my websites. But I've had recent feedback on another project, MyListing project of my own called Influence WP, where people actually said they like and they prefer. They were asking me like, can you narrow up the posts? Because I do guest posting on that site, so authors were asking, can we narrow up this content like you see here? So they actually like this narrow in the middle look. So I went ahead and just stuck with that. Moving on down, I drew more attention to the tags, and we see some hover states on those versus what MyListing does, which it's hard to see these at the bottom. They could be kind of missed there. All right, so that's that. For comments, you'll see that, again, I don't like this icon. I think it's unprofessional looking. So what I like to do is use a custom image, and that is done with CSS. All of the CSS done for this page, for the single blog post, are done under the single post CSS package, and it's assigned using the conditions builder. The CSS is only being applied if the content post type is a post. Okay, so that's good for optimization and administration and all of that good stuff that I typically mention with how I recommend applying code snippets. Moving on down, we've got the comments form, and completely redesigned. Here's what they have. Just basic, super basic. Everything just kind of runs together. It's hard to tell what's what. Here, everything is just more clear. Okay. They do add a few more fields to their form, which you can do if you want. You can set that up. So we're just going to go ahead and roll with this and add. I think it's also too because let me see here, because I'm logged in. Let me look at this not logged in. Yeah, so here you go. That's what that's going to look like. Okay. All right. Yeah, so that'll be there by default. You don't need to do anything. I actually never looked at this not logged in, so I'm glad I'm looking at this now. Save my name, email, and website in the browser. Okay. Yeah, I think this looks fine. We can roll with this. It's not the end of the world. All righty, so we come down here. And again, compare that, I guess, to this would be more of a fair comparison. So this to that. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill this out. This post is amazing. Submit comment. we see that this has a custom design here. I'm not sure if I can submit a comment here. Let's find out. ML, just putting in some bogus information here. Yo, submit comment. Okay, so this is how theirs looks. Again, compare that to what we have here. So that to that. Okay, so let's say this person I want to reply to this person. This is all custom design. I turned cancel reply into what looks like a button. Whereas over here, if you go to reply, you don't really, trying to think, is that, let's go over here. Okay, let's reply to this while we're not logged in. There we go. So you see how you've got that button aspect there, whereas with the MyListing, the cancel reply, it all runs together. This looks like it's all the same thing. Okay, so that's what we did. We made this more of a button. Okay, so I'll say, yep, could not agree more. Submit the comment. So now we see that the threaded comments are also designed here. If we go here and we reply, ML reply, could not agree more. Submit comment. Sorry, replies to unapproved comments are not allowed. Okay, so we're not going to be able to see that on the MyListing side of things, but my guess is it's going to look like the replies are going to look just like this. So yeah, there we go. Let me see if I missed anything in what I wanted to cover. So we went over the cover buttons. We went over the spacing. I spaced these apart a little bit more. These were kind of running together. Full color icons. Oh yes, big one. Share post. Completely custom design. And we are working, I say we as in me, and I did most of this work, but the developer that the club uses for our custom development service that we offer through the club is working on something to help enhance this, which will come soon. But it's 95% of the way that I want it to be. We just got one little final touch to do there, but yeah, completely custom. All right. And we're going to see, do I have this no, I'll go ahead and show this to you now. So this also applies to listings. So if you go here and you share a listing, it's also in there. All right. Now let's compare this to what MyListing does. The MyListing developers, I should say, not MyListing, but this is out of the box. This compared to this, not even close, right? Same thing with listings. The listings look exactly the same as this, so I don't even need to show you that. And that is available in the club right now, from the club right now. Go to the club website. It's called the Content Sharing Modal CSS package, if you want to go pick that up. And it's super easy to design this stuff. Once you get the CSS package, you can change the background of this. You can remove the background. It's all, everything's well coded here. So I'll actually can show you Content Sharing Modal. Everything is well documented in here. So you can easily make it whatever you want it to be. Play with it. Make your own designs if you want. Looking at this post here, there's no sidebars, unfortunately. I looked into this, and we would probably have to do some custom development around it. It's just one of those things, and I keep recommending you need Elementor Pro for your MyListing websites. But if you can't do that for whatever reason or don't want to, that's why we're doing this series, okay? To see what we can and can't do. All right, meta buttons we went over, comments we went all through that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the contact page. And I apologize, we've got some landscaping that just started up, so there's going to be a bit of noise potentially. Okay, so the contact page, what I wanted to do here was make it look as close as I could to the Canvas starter site without using Elementor Pro. So we go here. We go to contact. There we go. So here's the one with the Canvas starter site, and then here is the one with this site, right? This is using the built-in contact form 7 plugin that is basically bundled with the MyListing theme. Okay, see, it kind of works exactly the same, but everything you see here is CSS. Most of it, it's not like contact form 7. Basically, is like, hey, here's the form, add your fields, and then you've got to style everything yourself. There are plugins out there that will help you style it up, but I just did it all by hand. Everything is mobile optimized, looks great on mobile. Okay, so to do that, I created a contact page CSS package to design. Excuse me, to design all of this up, and it is available through the club right now. It's called the car contact page CSS package. There's also the template that goes along with this. So it's actually an Elementor template, and then the CSS to style the form in particular. All right. So if I go back here, so yeah, I showed you that. The other thing I want to point out too is Cloudflare Turnstile. This is a plugin that I install on every single one of my sites, and that is to fight spam. The cool thing about it is if we go to settings and Cloudflare Turnstile, so you get the free Cloudflare plan. That's all I've ever used these days. It's all I use these days. Get the Cloudflare free plan, put that in front of your website to help with security and performance, and then use their Cloudflare Turnstile feature to help fight your spam. So you don't need, it just works. It works great, and it works with all of our forms. Light mode, you got dark mode, auto, you got all kinds of language options, whitelist options, just all kinds of really cool options. You can protect all of the WordPress forms, all of our WooCommerce forms, all of our contact form 7 forms, all of our mail put forms. It's just a beautiful plugin. You do not need to pay for it and fight with any of these other anti-spam plugins. You do not use reCAPTCHA, whatever anyone says. Do not use reCAPTCHA. Just put this plugin on your site. You can configure it in 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. It's super, super simple. Set it up, it works. But I've got it set up here on this site to protect all contact form 7 fields, or all contact form 7 forms. Okay, add listing page. This is the big daddy right here. Okay, so we go to add listing. This is what took me some time based on how the devs built this. So one of the things I did is I made this consistent, our headings consistent as far as size. So let me just show you these one by one. Let's go to add listing. You'll see how you just have this really smaller type, and it doesn't have our capitalization that I like to see in the headings. So there's that versus now that. It just looks way better in my opinion. The next thing here is they've got these super wide boxes when you don't need them. So now we've got those are shrunk down, and you can shrink them further if you want. The code is set up to do that. You can just change the percentage of the width, and that's ready to go. There's just no need for these big wide boxes. Okay. The other thing too is these just really unprofessional icons, in my opinion. So what I did was unique icons. So if it's a for sale, it gets this car icon. If it's for rent, it looks like it's got a little clock, like you're on the clock, you're renting in this, right? So this is pulling from the actual listing type. So if I go to listing types, vehicles for rent, vehicles for sale, that's where these icons are assigned, and they're assigned as an image. So you just grab your SVG and pull them in, and that's where they are set up there. Okay. What else? Obviously the design is different, more rounded corners. I got rid of the flipping box effect because I've never liked that. There's no need to flip the boxes. Like, it's just a waste. So little design here on hover. Okay. What else? Yeah, it just looks much cleaner in my opinion. Okay. So then we move on. You click in, you choose your listing type. Oh, real quick, let me go back. Let me show you mobile. just in case there's questions. So let's see here. Can I go to, yeah, the moral of the story is it works great on mobile. Okay. So that is that. And then you click in, you choose your listing type. And then now you get to the pricing page, which I've shown a number of times, but the CSS is now available. And all of that good stuff. This is available on the club website. It's called the Ad Listing Flow, the Car Ad Listing Flow CSS package. Okay, so that's going to have this page design in there. It's going to have this design in there, and then we'll figure out the rest from there. Yeah, that's a lot. This took me some time. That's all I'm going to say. But we'll go over to WP Cobox and we'll go Ad Listing Flow. You'll see not a ton of CSS. It's just figuring it out. You know how to get there is the challenge. But we got there. All that good stuff. Yeah, really cool. Really happy. Really happy with it. Okay. So next up, what are we gonna do next? I got to decide that. If we go, let's just follow the flow here. If we go to car, choose our package. I think you see what my next step is going to be, and that is we're going to do the submit form. I believe next. Let me make my notes. Next up, submit form. And this will get its own CSS package just to keep things nice and clean and separate. That's probably going to take enough time in of itself. So I'm going to dedicate a video to just that. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you in the next one.